Yes, good afternoon from Milton Keynes, day 10 of the Championship League, and this for me promises to be the best group yet. Judd Trump, Ryan Day, Dave Gilbert and Barry Hawkins, absolutely brimming with quality. It's Ryan Day to get us underway. Stuart Bingham and Ben Wollaston, of course, the first two men into that final group tomorrow. I think this group is going to take some sorting out, and although Trump did win all three matches on day one, it's a long time ago now since we saw him, day one, he didn't necessarily produce world-beating stuff. His highest break on the day, just 63. Of course, he was first out the traps, first back, leading us off as world champion. I think he would look to improve that performance today. I think he might have to with this group. It's a tough one, Dominic.
Good afternoon, Dave, and a very good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, this is a great match, isn't it? Judd Trump and Ryan Day, two players with very similar styles of play. Their games will suit each other. Of course, Judd Trump, current world champion, world number one. Ryan Day, I think in the earlier group stages, struggled a little bit early on, but by the end of play, he was playing some great snooker. And if he carries that form forward into this group, Ryan could be a very tough player to beat. Such a great pot and break builder on his day. Let's hope he can find that sort of form. He may need to.
Trump's finished awkwardly here. I guess he's had about 9 days since his first set of matches. I guess he's had a chance to practice and just keep an eye on what's been happening in the tournament. Yeah, it was awkward queuing, so it leaves a chance for Ryan Day. And Ryan Day, yeah, he was in a tough group. It came down to the match with Karen Wilson. Karen Wilson, remember, beat his high break, so had it ended all square, he would have qualified, but Ryan Day came out and won the last frame to win 3-1, so he stood up to it well.
Ryan was trying to find a gap through the reds there to try and come around the angles, but caught one of the reds and immediately everything went wrong. So not on black or pink. He wouldn't take the blue on because he's hampered by the red behind the cue ball, so just a safety shot now, and he's just going to have to make sure he covers that red that's near the left corner.
Yes, I think it applies for both. They're both great long potters, and you can't afford to leave anything from distance. Particularly with of course, the season Trump's had 6 ranking titles, remember, new record. Looking to, of course, break the centuries record before the season's out as well. It's on 97. The record's 103 for a season.
Ryan Day won.
The head-to-head is interesting. It's 9-4 in all matches played, but in fact 8 of those 13 have been in the Championship League. And Trump's won 6 of the 8. So they've played a lot in this event over the years, and Trump has the edge.
So important in your first group match to get off to a good start and get a win under your belt if you can. Because if you don't, you're playing catch up for the remainder of the group and you're under pressure straight away, as Judd was there. Now, has he got away with this? Can Ryan get through to the red into the right corner? One that's to the right of the black. Cut to left corner. Looks to be a little bit too thin. But I think he can get through to that one.
So Ryan Day back in. He's had a terrible season really by his standards. Just one last 32 in a ranking event. That was the China Championship early season. Hence he's fallen back in the rankings to 36. He's a much better player than that. Of course, he's won 2 ranking titles.
6.
It's been a mainstay in the past of the top 16. So he's trying to haul himself back up the list. No points here, but of course the World Championship's still to come. Sort of player, I think, Dominic, if he qualifies for the Crucible, you know, no seeded player wants to draw him.
No, absolutely not, Dave. Very experienced player, Ryan. He's beaten just about everybody in the game at one time or another. And if he were to qualify for the Crucible with the confidence that would give him, he'd be a real threat. Won nearly £175,000 in prize money last year, but as Dave was saying, he's been struggling this season, and so far has only amassed just over 52,000, so good third or more down on last year. But of course we do have the World Championships to come.
12.
That was an excellently played positional shot from Ryan. Prime position now, and these are the sort of positions that Ryan's so dangerous in normally.
30.
Spent years practicing with Ryan in various clubs in and around the Bridgend area, so I know his game inside and out, and I can spot when he's hitting the ball well.
Yeah, if you look at the Championship League all-time prize money coming in this year, Ryan Doe is actually 5th on the list. Prize money winners from this event, first held 2008, he's played in every one. Just over 100,000 earned from the competition. So it's a format that seems to suit him. Suits Judd Trump as well, he's actually top of that list. At the moment he's in his seat.
This is a bit of a testing red for Ryan Day. 3/4 ball angle near the side cushion, but cued it beautifully. Now
20.
he stroked that ball, he didn't hit it, it was a stroke, and it's just beautifully timed. This is a good start from Ryan, just what he needed. In potting this red,
35.
we'll make way. One just to the left of that little group around the pink there, into the right corner. So no need to go into that cluster
36.
just yet. So that's another super shot from Ryan. Look at that angle he's left there. He can run through now, disturb those other 4 reds while still maintaining that ball position. Perfectly played.
Yeah, this is looking good now for the Welshman. Remember, it's the same format, best of 4, so it could be 3-0 either way. 3-1, or the other result, of course, 2-2. 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. Yesterday was the first day that a player lost a match and went on to win the group, Stuart Bingham, and then, of course, Ben Wollaston did exactly the same. Wollaston produced the best individual display of anyone yet. 3 centuries in that 3-0 win over Tom Ford. Last seen Ben looking for some razors. Of course you can't go anywhere to buy them, but he said he was a bit beardy and looking ahead to tomorrow where he'll be on TV, so I don't know how he's got on with that.
Terrific amount of left-hand side on the cue ball there, because Ryan had just overrun position there by a few millimetres. Couldn't get through directly to that red. 2 side spin to create the potting angle, and he's back in perfect position again. What a start.
Well, I think he knew he would have to do this. If you're getting a chance against Trump, who's been in the form of his life all year, just have to take it, and he's capable, Ryan Day.
58.
Even though he's had a disappointing season, played well to win his group last week.
59.
May play a cannon here to the pink to hold for a choice of reds into the right corner. Doesn't have to. I think the reds will pot into the same pocket.
So already a snooker required. But as Dom
66.
says, just make sure the extra red. So great start for Ryan Day. Judd Trump has to be the favourite. He's world champion and world number 1. But this group It's pretty deadly, isn't it? You've got these two, you've got Dave Gilbert and Barry Hawkins as well. 4 terrific players doing battle today. Just one place, of course,
70.
available for the winners group.
$75.
And high breaks, of course, you know, they could count. So if he could make a century here, then that is a little one in his locker already.
Yes, absolutely, Dave. Just missed the cannon on the red, but he's such a great potter, Ryan. I wouldn't put it past him to cut this down the cushion.
Yeah, terrific pot. As I say, if it's all tied, later on high breaks can decide it. They nearly did in Ryan Day's first group. Of course, he had the 91, Karen Wilson beat it, and then Ryan Day won the last frame.
$89. $90. $95. $97.
Terrific stuff. Green for a century. They call him Ryan Dynamite Day, and this has been an explosive start.
100. $104.
I'd say it looked like the best group so far, and already the standard and the quality is as high as you can get. And this is what Judd Trump will need to produce, not just in this match, but in the rest of the day as well.
115.
Yes, fantastic start to the
122
day's
on the
proceedings.
first round.
Ryan Day with a lovely clearance there of 122, just laying down a marker to the world champion Judd Trump. He leads here 1-0. So Ryan Day, with that excellent clearance of 122, has taken the lead here against Judd Trump. And once he got the chance, he took it out really nicely. Some terrific potting. This kept it going and kept the chance of the century. Just wobbled but dropped. And this was the last black as well, so already queuing really well and already a frame to the good. Just to reiterate what I said at the start, Judd Trump, although he won all his matches on day one, his highest break just 63. Now, considering the scoring he's been doing all season, he'll certainly have to improve on that, I think, today, because the standard has increased in this group. Some good news this morning. The last of the tests were done for coronavirus, and all 116 tests that were conducted in this event, all negative. So that's great news. It's been really well organised, the whole process, and everyone has been able to play their part in this event. Well, that's the problem with getting too close to the pot. You leave it over the pocket. He needs cover, and even if he gets it, it's still potable.
Oh, he's lucky there. If that green is snookering this red full ball, the swerve will be on, but it'll be a rather heavy swerve around the green. Now what's Judd Trump going to do here? He tried to play off the side of the pack and billiard the red in. The heavy swerve it is. Easy to go in off with the red here. Oh, he's over swerved it. My goodness me.
Foul.
Oh, that could be a costly mistake.
Ryan Day full.
Now, what will Ryan do here? Could play for the black, or could play a power stun into the pack of reds and open them far and wide with the hope of being on a colour. Very disappointed not to have caught the main body of the pack of reds there, Ryan. You can see he's a bit betwixt and between both blue and black. I think the black's the best, because if he drops it in, dead weight, which you'll have to do to hold for red, if he wobbles a black and it doesn't go in, he won't leave Judd on.
Eight. 9.
Maybe a little straighter than he'd have liked to have been on the blue, as far as playing a cannon into the pack of reds is concerned, but there is still one more loose red to play for. My goodness, generated so much power there. I think he's fine. Does that red pass the other one though? Into the right corner. If it doesn't, I can't see any other options. Dare play the plant. No, it doesn't go. Very, very unlucky.
$15.
Well, he looks super confident, doesn't he? Those reds were a distance apart, but he knocked it in. He's taking the game to Trump. He's playing to his strengths, which is the attacking snooker. There's no point trying to tie Trump up. Play to your own strengths. Got lucky to cover the red over the pocket, no doubt about it, but that's part of the game. You take it when it's going for you.
23.
So a little bit of concern for him. It's not just the scoreline here, it's the quality of Ryan Day's play so far.
31.
It's worth mentioning as well, he's playing with a relatively new cue, Ryan Day. Had a problem with the weight coming loose in his old one. And the good thing is, from his point of view, with the current lockdown measures in place, there haven't been any tournaments, and he's been able to practice a little bit with the cue that he's using now to become more accustomed to it. And I think he must be fully confident with it by now.
37.
I think the bad run of form he's been on, in some ways a break might have been what he was looking for. Obviously the circumstances of it weren't, but Trump, I think, is the opposite. He wanted to carry on and carry on. He just wanted Gibraltar before it all shut down. He's watching this frame slip away, and of course if Day does win it now, the best Trump can hope for from this match is a draw.
$45.
Stay in perfect position. Choice of reds to play for into this right corner. Edging closer and closer to the winning line here in frame 2 also. And Judd Trump has hardly troubled the scorers yet. But that's what Ryan Day can do to you. Deadly when he's on form.
50.
Yeah, Trump was in early in the first frame, wasn't he? He had that difficult red to the left middle, just sort of bridging over the pack of reds. And then, of course, came to the table with a red over a pocket, but Snooker behind the green. Just misjudged the swerve. Other than that, it's been all Ryan Day. We saw Ben Wollaston, of course, make the 3 centuries last night in a row. Ryan Day with a chance to make 2 in a row here at the start of this match.
57.
The thing about Ben, prior to the Championship League, he'd only made 1 century all season. Then he made 1 in the first group, and of course 3 yesterday.
Too much work on the keyboard there,
64.
Ryan. Overrun by probably about a foot. But he only needs this red, so I don't think he'll be doing anything too extravagant here.
65.
Yeah, frame ball. He'd like this blue in as well, because at the moment it's only 1 snooker required. If this goes in, it's surely going to be 2-0. Great stuff. This is just like watching Judd Trump, but it's Ryan Day who's doing the heavy hitting in this match, and Trump has just been consigned to that seat.
70. $71. 77. 78.
This is how your dream of starting a snooker match, particularly one against the world champion.
84. 85.
2 of the quickest players in the game. Judd Trump there in picture is the 6th quickest player. Average shot time 19.29 seconds. Ryan Day, the 8th quickest player in the game, and his average shot time is almost the same, just 19.49. So, as I said earlier, these
90.
styles of play both suit each other. Hence we haven't seen a lot of safety play.
93.
So pink and red for a second successive century to start.
$99.
Fantastic snooker being produced here from Ryan Day. Can't ask to start a match better than this. Just a 10-minute frame. He's just overrun this. So he's not going to improve unless he pulls out a trick shot. He's not going to improve on his 1-2-2. If he pots the yellow here, then just give him the prize. His name's on the trophy almost. So 107 to follow the 122.
Fun.
Ryan Day, two centuries in 2 frames. What a start against the world champion and world #1, Judd Trump. Day leading in style, 2-0. So great start for Ryan Day, world number 36, but that's it's not misleading, it's a reflection of his form, but I think everyone regards him as much better than that. 122, 107 the break so far, and he's in prime position here, leading 2-0 against Judd Trump. So obviously one more frame for him, he takes the 3 points. Trump, who we've seen very little of in this match so far, firstly needs to get in. If he does, he needs to score, and he can still get a draw out of the match. If he loses, as we know from yesterday, he's not out, but he's certainly up against it. And I certainly think if he loses 3-0, then it's going to be a really tall order when you look at the players in this group to turn it round. That helps. I mean, it's a great pot that. He's been sat down most of the match.
Yeah, I know from experience though, when you haven't done anything wrong, you're still able to perform well yourself. It's when you've made a few mistakes that have cost you frames emotionally that affects you, and playing well afterwards tends to be difficult. Of course, Judd Trump, well, you can throw anything at this young man.
4.
Comes back fighting, as all champions do. Imperturbable, as all champions are, I suppose.
5. Give me a second.
That's typical Judd Trump.
11.
Left an angle on the red to stun up for the blue. and crash into the pack. Judd Trump, more than any other professional player, I think, likes to get that pack open as soon as he possibly can. Don't waste any time.
Well, he's going to have to wait a little bit because Rob Spencer, the referee, has just got to get the pink into line here. And what a great job the refs have done. Rob, Ben Williams, Tatiana Wollaston, and last night stepping in at one point, Paul Collier, the tournament director, just helping relieve the rotor a bit.
Judd will be hoping though when he plays this shot,
12.
because the pink and the red are sort of in a line to cannon into the black. Judd will be hoping here he doesn't cannon the black to the cushion, but he hasn't left the required angle on the blue here to go into the pack directly.
$17. 18.
Again, too low on the blue, but can he go into the pack of reds off 2 cushions here? Oh, just watch this shot. Top spin, lots of power. Oh, he just made contact with the pink and missed the red, so unless there's a plant somewhere, that's under break for Judd.
23.
Oh, is he looking at those 3? Well, we can see there's a potential there for a plant, certainly.
Judd Trump. 23.
Just a quick update from the other table. Of course, Group A is being played over there, and Luca Brissell leads Mark Joyce 1-0. The other 2 players there, Gary Wilson and Ashley Carty.
Well, Judd wasn't tempted by this 3-ball plant, but it's still there, and Ryan is significantly interested, and he's looking at it from all angles here. If it goes in, it could win him frame a match. Take it on.
Would he take it on?
What?
Fantastic.
Ah, makes you wonder why Judd didn't take it on, but he'd be very disappointed, Ryan, at having again he's overscrewed a few shots, and he'd be bitterly disappointed that his cue ball did so well to get right back to the baulk cushion. Now, he'd take a difficult green on. Potted everything else.
That's the thing, there's pressure attached to it, despite how well he's played. If he takes it on and gets it, it's a chance to potentially win the match. If he misses it, Trump with his chance to get his first frame on the board, and then suddenly the draw is on. It's a big shot, this, bigger than the plan. And not in.
Ryan Day 1.
Yeah, it's one thing that links the two of them, cue power. They've both got so much of it. Could have left an easier pot on. Yeah, it's not there.
Well, Ryan won't refuse this long straight red to the right corner. And if I know him, he may try and screw back for brown or yellow here from it. Does have another red though, similarly into the left hand corner, which he may prefer. Because he could probably stun up for the blue from this. Now, I don't think any of the reds will pot into the right corner, or one of the easier ones. I'll play for the green in the end. But leaving the cue ball where he has means that Judd has a red to the right corner, the one next to the pink. Judd needs to knock this in.
What?
So, Good position on the blue. Chance to get back into this match.
Six.
Well, he's seen the level that Day's produced. He knows what will probably happen if he breaks down now. So Judd Trump's got a call on the great form that he's produced all year. He started long before he won the World Championship last year, but that was the pinnacle. We kept saying, you know, he's bringing his brother Jack with him. What a great partnership. Of course, can't do that here. The players aren't allowed guests. I'm sure he spoke to Jack on the phone and would have seen him, of course, in the week, but as far as today's concerned, he's on his own.
$21. $22.
Could play delicate cannon into the 2 red square just behind the black there. Not one towards the right corner. Just slightly misjudged. Needs to be careful now. Judd has a very, very handy lead, particularly given the position
29.
of the reds. Doesn't want to give Ryan a chance to get back into this frame. Wants to keep these reds as tight as he can.
Judd Trump. 29.
Got a 51-point lead, 75 on.
Maybe a chance here for Ryan to cross double the red that's left of our picture there, the one near the cushion. If it misses the black by an inch or so, it may go close to that right corner.
Again, it could have finished worse, really. Wow, right-handed.
Yeah, Ryan potted a red down the cushion to help him complete a century in the first frame, and I'm sure Judd saw it. I thought, my goodness, that pocket looks big, and that's probably why he took that one on at the pace that he played it at.
Well, he's got a good lead.
Six. Just from 6.
So he's sort of clawing his way, isn't he, towards the winning line in this frame. He's not there yet, though. This pocket wasn't big enough for this one.
No, and I think he may have left a plant on here for Ryan Day. I'm sure he can get through to it. 57 behind, still 67 remaining. You can see in our graphic there. How can Ryan not get through to the 2 reds? Oh, there's the plant. Yeah, the other red's in the way. Look, just. But this red passes. No.
I think if that had gone in, there would have been a steward's inquiry. It was never going in, was it, that red? The thing is, though, when he's missing, he's not leaving easy pots on. Remember the other two players in this group, Dave Gilbert and Barry Hawkins, both of who played superbly in their respective groups, although when Barry found out who else was in this group, he said he wasn't coming back. He is here, I'm glad to say, and has as much chance as anyone else. Can't believe there's only one day left after today, Dominic. I'm just getting used to it.
Yes, it shot through this tournament, hasn't it? We've been here 12 days now, haven't we? We arrived a couple of days before play began. Testing. I must say though, Dave, although I'm enjoying every second of this, I'm looking forward to getting home. Tasting some fresh air. Not allowed to leave the confines of the building. Judd just needs that one red and colour. He's had a couple of goes and speculative attempts at cross doubles and what have you, but they haven't gone in. Ryan will take this red on into the right corner. Sometimes when you're so far behind, just trying to give yourself a chance to get into a frame. He's looking at the possibility here of a plant. I think he feels if he plays the red that he's queuing towards there, the red to the right of it will go in off the other red. Well, let's have a look at this. I'm sure he'll be close. Whether it'll go in, I don't know, but it won't be far away.
What?
Well, I think he'll probably have to take a colour on here. It's 56 behind, 59 remaining. He feels he can play the yellow and stun the cue ball in behind the brown. He may well play that, but such an attacking player, Ryan Day. I think he's sizing up this brown.
He's hitting the ball so well today, isn't he? He really is. So he's giving himself some sort of chance here. He's going to need the lot, but
5.
the frame was sort of in locked down a moment ago, wasn't it? Now they're all potable.
Well, he's got some room now to play with because, well, he's dead straight on this. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the green here in the opposite centre. Get that back onto its spot
6.
and out the way. All of a sudden we may have another favourite for this frame. It's not Judd Trump.
Well, of course, this frame to win the match, and a 3-0 victory will put him in a very strong position and will give Judd Trump real headaches. He would not only have to win his last two and win them well, but he'd be relying on other results.
Nine. 10.
So concern for him, it's out of his hands at the moment.
I think Ryan may play the black here if he feels he can get onto the red that's just to the right of the black spot. Leave that red that's on that right hand side cushion till last.
Seventy. 80.
So key shot coming up. Just need to drop right in behind that red. Just want to be dead straight on it, and that's good enough.
25. 26.
Well, I think this could be Judd Trump's last hope. And if Ryan Day doesn't play a good positional shot, he may come back to the table. But it is a good positional shot from Ryan Day, judged to perfection. Needs a 6 remaining colours. It's a complete
33.
victory here.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of the breaking frame 2 that Stuart Bingham made, the clearance against Ronnie O'Sullivan last night. Similar position.
35.
But the difference here is this is to win the match. 5 balls to go.
$38. $42.
I don't know if you can just hold the cue ball for the pink or whether you have to come off this top cushion and back up. Just making that decision now. Where's this Ryan Day been all season? Easily the best snooker I've seen him play.
$47.
Started so impressively, 122, then 107. Judd Trump was in control of this frame, even though he couldn't get a break going himself. But
56.
Ryan Day got in, and now he needs the black to complete victory and leave Trump struggling badly in this group. Fantastic clearance, fantastic performance from Ryan Day. What a win that is over the world champion. Right from the start of the match, he played superbly. He's made an excellent clearance there. And Ryan Day, first match of this group, has beaten the world number 1, Judd Trump, 3-0.